Hello out there, all you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear listening into another Gamer's Thoughts discussion. And this time I'm going to be talking about NFTs again, otherwise known as Blockchain Scam 2.0, because that's what's happening with them. Now, it's no wonder why people are utilizing this opportunity to make themselves a quick buck and jump ship, just like the Minecraft server NFT that someone had done, where they made around $2 million, I believe, somewhere between 1.2 or 2.1. It's not a huge difference, but they still made a lot of money off of that NFT, and then disappeared after 3 days when they quote unquote couldn't handle the workload. And now they want to pass off the server for someone else to do the work on it, but they don't want to return the money to the people that they got the money from. Sounds like a born and bred scam to me. I mean, hey, we didn't have all of these different YouTubers and personalities coming out last year and talking about all these great different coins and how they were going to do so well and they were just going to shoot to the moon and all this other BS that we all know was crap. So now the same thing is happening again with NFT, which is also blockchain. And nobody expected this to happen. Like, you mean to tell me no one could see this? Not a single soul on the face of this planet could see this shit? No, actually a lot of us could, but we got ignored by the fucking idiots. And that's how I'm going to put it. They're idiots. Whether you want to say they are cognitively deficient or not, I just can't fathom how anybody thought that, like, putting a new coat on the same technology that people were using to scam others out of their money was going to make it scam proof, because it didn't. And the bad thing is, NFTs could be a thing. They could be a thing to utilize stuff, but the fact of the matter is, too many people that are going to game the system and then run away with the money. That's the truth of it. And you don't want to be the one holding the bag when they do. And then we have game companies that are trying to shoehorn this into gaming. And as I have said before, NFTs add nothing to gaming. They're literally another form of DRM. And they carry no value at all. To be honest, they don't carry any real value. But we got companies that wanted to do it. And it's like, yeah, no. And then there have been devs that have been speaking out against it. Like, no, we don't want to do this. We don't want to include this in our games. All these people at these companies, especially the higher ups that know nothing about the people that they're trying to get the money from, your best bet would be to listen to your developers, because they're likely trying to steer you in the right direction, unless everybody wants to have a similar situation to EA with the lawsuit that they had for loot boxes. Now, here's an argument that people will make, like companies themselves will make, the higher ups in a company. Well, then you'll have resellable merchandise from your games. I mean, you know what? There was a company that did something very similar. Nintendo with Amiibo. And Amiibo actually carries value because it's still a physical product. And it's a physical product that has multiple uses. And this is what I think I was listening to the CU podcast when they talked about it. But we want you to be able to utilize the NFT across multiple different games. That's going to take way more work than you guys realize. Whereas Amiibo worked across multiple games for different functions for those games in different platforms. NFT, in order to do that, you'd have to have a centralized account for someone to use that from. Now, a lot of these companies do have some of the bigger companies have centralized accounts, but they'd have to have that centralized account work across multiple different platforms, which would mean that NFT would have to work across multiple different platforms. And then how will you know if somebody is utilizing the NFT or not, or if they hold ownership to it? Like, because the problem is, if somebody has the NFT and they've used it in their game and they resell that to someone else, how is the other person going to utilize that NFT if that code is already registered to the first person's account? The only people that would make money off of that in this type of situation are people that are, one, already famous or popular. Because they'll be like, okay, well, you can get the code to the NFT that I used in this game at this moment, and you can have that and keep it as your own property. And at that point, it still holds no value. It holds nothing of substance. Because then they sell that NFT to someone else. That person can't utilize that NFT. They can't get the value from it because it's already, again, been utilized on someone else's account. Tying video games to blockchain is a bad idea. There's already a company that has attempted doing it, and they have had to rewrite their whole code several times, which costs a lot of money. It's not the same as going into a code, fixing an error, and posting the fix to the error. No, they have to repost the whole thing in order for it to work. That is stupid by design. That is extremely stupid by design. I mean, on the one hand, you could argue, yes, it would mean that teams would have to go over all of their code and fix all of the issues. But how can they know all of the issues if they can't execute the code and then see the issue pop up and then go fix it? Where they have to see that issue pop up and then have to go fix the code, re-upload the whole thing, which means that there will be multiple versions of this thing out and available at this point in time, rather than the one version that they want everyone to have. Just saying, that's going to cause problems. It's going to cause a lot of problems. And this is going to start the game play to earn market going up. It's going to run that market up. People should not be earning directly from the video games they are playing. They should not be, unless they are developing a resource for the game. They should not be making money off of the game itself, because that is a very big burden that is going to cause. Because all that's going to do, and I think there's a mobile game that has already done this, and in Singapore there are people that are coming out of poverty utilizing this game, but now they are slaves to a system, a farm system where a bigger company owns the system, and they're just workers in the mill, and they only get a certain percentage back off of what they earn. That's going to become a problem. One, that's going to kill. That is going to kill esports if people start doing that. It's going to completely kill them, because esports are based upon skill and excitement. You can't have skill and excitement if everybody knows the system the same way. There's no diversity in levels. There's no challenge for the players. There's nothing for them to learn back and forth against each other. Secondly, it makes the game a job. It doesn't, at that point, it's not fun. It's not relaxing. It's not a way to enjoy your time and to relieve your stress. It is a stressor at that point. It causes agitation, and it just ends badly if we follow this path. So I'm saying this out there for the big publishers. It is a horrible idea to tie your games to blockchain, because the system is not going to work. Now, if you guys wanted to implement something like what Nintendo did with Amiibo, that's possible. But you'd have to get everyone to agree upon a platform to use it. And that would be the difficult part. But at least with a physical product like Amiibo, you still have the value of the physical product, and that product can always be used no matter who has it, because it's not digitally signed to the system. It's just a tap, the code reads, and then you get the content for the game or the item for the game. That is not a bad premise. The NFTs are far more expensive because they're tied to blockchain. And again, they don't add anything. It's nothing new. They don't add any semblance of anything new to any game. It's more about bragging rights than anything else. And the only people that this really benefits are the people that are already wealthy, because they're the ones that can afford to buy into it in the first place. And then the people that follow behind because they want to be on the trend are going to be left holding the bag and losing all the value when the rich person sells himself out of the system. Again, we witnessed this happening last year with multiple different coins. It happened with multiple different coins last year. It was literally a thing. I think it was happened mostly during midsummer. We do not need this to invade gaming in any way, shape, or form. And I am happy that developers are coming out and speaking against the notion of this. Because no one should be doing this. It's not cost effective. It's going to cost more money in order to utilize this. And Ubisoft has already seen how useless it is for them to have their own NFTs, because they didn't sell very many of them and didn't make much money back off of them. So no, it's just not a good idea. Don't push this forward. It's going to cause problems. It's going to cause problems and issues that nobody is ready for in this industry. And we will see a lot more companies come crashing down if they decide that they want to be stupid and try to follow this NFT path. Because it's going to make things far too expensive. We've already seen game companies do this several times with different things because it was the hot topic at the time. We've seen it happen with HD. We lost all of our middleware. We saw it happen again in 8th generation. And we're seeing it happen again with 9th generation with 4K. And now you want to throw 4K and ray trace, and now you want to throw NFT on top of that, and it's going to obliterate things. Well, y'all keep following this path, and as long as Nintendo doesn't follow everybody else, they will still be the only real big successful gaming company. As much as people like to rag on them, the business decisions that they have made have kept them afloat and have built value upon value on their company, through their IPs, through the merchandising that they do, and through what money they actually have on hand as part of their company. So, again, this is a bad path to take. We've seen what the results will be through other similar situations. There's too much evidence out there to say that this will potentially work when it really won't. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a gamer. I don't own any of these companies. I haven't watched the history of this stuff play out several times over. Nope, not at all. And I don't tend to be highly accurate with the things that I say either. I mean, that's just not true at all, is it? I don't mean to be super sarcastic, but this is just one of those things that reeks of, we're trying to make money very quickly, no matter what the consequences are, and we don't care who it affects badly as long as we make the money that we want. even if it affects the people that work for us, it affects our company's bottom line, and the company itself tanks. If I, the individual person, make all the money that I want, I don't care. Again, that's just what I'm reading from it. Other people may have a different perspective, but it's not going to end well, I can tell you that much. But hey, again, it's just my personal opinion. Anyone else, feel free to put yours in the pot. I am willing to listen. Thank you guys very much for listening in. Keep your eyes and ears out for more stuff from me. And until the next time, enjoy your games and peace out, everybody.